Hello and welcome back again. Today we are going to work on the writing tasks of the national exam. And we have done this before. We worked on different examples of national exams. Remember, we worked on comprehension, language, and today, as I said, we are going to work on writing. So let's have a look at the writing tasks and see how you can best deal with them. Okay, so this is, remember, that's in writing. You have two tasks, task 1 and task 2. So this is task 1. Complete the following paragraph. There are many reasons why people don't read books these days. First, well, so here we have our topic. So the question now is, what should I do here? Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can do this. First, you need to plan your writing. Planning is the key to good writing. And now I'm going to show you how to write, a well-organized paragraph. Okay, so the goal is to write a well-organized, as I said, paragraph. So, as I said, first you need to plan your writing. Okay, so write a kind of outline. Second, you need to, let's say, brainstorm. So try to have as many ideas which are related to this topic as possible. Then you try to have your first draft. That is, you try to connect those ideas. And finally, I want you, to have your, final product. So here I'm going to give you some suggestions. Okay, these are just, again, my suggestions. Okay. And then we're going to see how, we can do this, how we can work on this. So, first one. And I'm going to use pictures here today because I want to activate your knowledge about this topic. So, as you can see here in the picture, the best description for this picture is that people are impatient. That is, they cannot, for example, stay in one place, hold a book, and, take some time to read and analyze a book. Another suggestion is this. Okay, now, modern technologies have provided us with a lot of forms of entertainments and a lot of forms of, let's say, electronic tablets. Now, kids, as you can see in the picture, are confused. Like, should I just, use my tablet or my phone and get information? Or should I use, should I read books? Okay. Next one. We have a kid, as you can see. A kid sitting in a library. That's good. And here I want to draw your attention to two things here. The past versus the present to, vis-a-vis information. Remember that in the past, people used to, to go to libraries, find books and read to get information. So information in the past was hard to get. But nowadays, it's the opposite. Information is everywhere. And actually, this may make people lazy. Next one. We have this, as you can see. Okay, this is an iceberg, as you can see. So this is what it is like to read a book. And this is what it is like to watch a film. Of course, it's not the same experience. And a book is not a film or a movie. So here I'm going to, talk about the social parts. Why people choose to watch movies instead of reading books. It's more fun. People prefer to go to the movies, and they go out with their friends, family, etc. Because, as I said, it's more fun. So now we are going to see how we can put those ideas together. And as I said, you can have your own ideas. You can practice. Once we finish here, take a pen and paper and write a paragraph about this topic using your own ideas. So here we have, there are many reasons why people don't read books these days. First, so what is this? Okay, this one here. This is our topic sentence. Okay, remember that a topic sentence is what? Is what we call the governing idea of a paragraph. So now we have our topic sentence. Next, what we need is to work on this topic sentence by giving supporting sentences. So, first, people have become impatient. And remember, when I gave you the clues, I told you that people cannot stay, are impatient. They cannot stay in one place, and they rather use their electronic gadgets. So people have become impatient. In fact, reading a book is an individual activity, and one can grow bored easily. On the other hand, people prefer to go to the movies with friends or family, which can socially be more fun. So for some people, it's more fun to just go to the movies and watch a film instead of taking time to read a book. Next, we have to illustrate it is easier nowadays to watch a 2-hour movie and get the moral of the story than to hold a book and read it, which can take days to finish. Okay? So this is our, first supporting sentence and details. Remember, you should add details. Next, also, modern technologies have provided people with different forms of entertainment, such as movies, TV, and streaming websites. For this reason, a lot of people have grown lazy and their attention span has decreased. And what I mean here by attention span is that people, cannot concentrate. Their concentration span is short. Next, in the past, people used to go to libraries, buy books, and read to get information. After the invention of the internet, information can be accessed easily, and this made some people hate reading books. And the last thing here we are going to add is the concluding sentence. All in all, technology can never replace books, and younger generations should understand this. Therefore, we have to encourage students at schools to take up reading by setting up book clubs, reading groups, and literature circles. And as the saying goes, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. You are the leaders of tomorrow. Therefore, you should read. Now, I want to draw your attention to the components or the parts of our paragraph. So first, I said you should include the topic sentence. Then, in order to make this topic sentence strong, you need to add supporting sentences. Okay, as you can see, we have supporting sentence number 1, 2, 3, and finally we have our concluding sentence. Of course, I'm going to talk about this at the end of this lesson. So next, so this is task 1. This is how your first paragraph, how it should look like. Okay, without the colors, without anything. Okay. So as I said, it should it should be well organized. Focus. Pay attention to your organization. Okay, so that was task 1. Now let's have a look at task 2. Task 2, Save Our Planet magazine is inviting students to suggest ways to preserve the environment. Write an article suggesting how to protect the environment. Okay, so we are going to do the same thing here. Okay, we are going to write a paragraph, and it's we are going to follow the same steps. Okay, and as I said before, before we start, you need to plan your writing, have an outline. You should know what you are doing. Okay? So first, I'm going to give you some suggestions again, some clues, and I'm going to use pictures. Okay? And remember, a picture is, what do we say? A picture is worth 1,000 words. Okay? So our first picture is this. So the first idea is turn off electronic devices like TV and laptop when they are not in use. Okay, the second idea is this. It's about this vital resource. Okay, because without water there would be no life. So, okay, so the idea here is we need to save water, and we need to make some conscious effort to lower consumption. Next idea is this. As you can see, we have a man riding a bike. So the idea here is avoid taking cars, okay? Ride a bike or use public transportation. Why? It's simply because we want to make the air quality of our cities better, okay? And we can do this if we, use, for example, bikes. The next idea here is this. Planting trees. We should plant trees. We should, create more green spaces. And the final idea here is the 3 R's. Remember? Remember the 3 R's? And you have seen this before when you, dealt with environment, I think, last year. So the 3 R's. What do we mean by the 3 R's? The first one is reduce, reuse, and recycle. So what does it mean by reduce? Well, reduce, it means don't buy what you don't need. Reuse, reuse the items you buy more than once. And the final idea, which is recycle, get rid of the things you buy appropriately. Why? So that they can be used again. They can be recycled. So now let's see how we can put these ideas together to have a well-organized paragraph. So the ultimate, the goal here is to have a well-organized paragraph. And as I said, you need to pay attention to the organization of your paragraph. Okay? So again, we are going to follow the same steps. Okay? So first, we need to include the topic sentence, okay? So, it goes like this. Everyone knows that our environment is in real danger, and there is clear evidence that environmental changes can threaten life on the planet. For this reason, we need to protect the environment by taking the following steps. Okay, so here you're making suggestions. You're telling people that if you want to save the environment, follow these steps or suggestions. So, first, we need to save energy and electricity. Actually, one has to turn off electronic devices when they are not in use, such as TV, laptops, and DVD players. Next, also, people have to conserve water. They have to make some effort to lower their consumption of water. And this way, we can save this precious resource for future generations. So, of course, we're doing this for us first and for future generations. Moreover, we should avoid taking cars, to work because they have a serious effect on the environment. So if you could, then just do it, okay? If you can just leave your car somewhere and, drive to, and use public transportation. Thus, people had better use public transportation, walk or ride a bike to work. Besides, to make the air quality of our cities cleaner, the city councils should think of planting trees and creating green spaces. Another supporting sentence is, in the same way, we should adopt the 3 R's. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle. For example, do not buy what you do not need. Reuse the items more than once and dispose of these items appropriately so that they can be recycled. And finally, we have our concluding sentence. Finally, it is worth taking. You think that, you should follow these steps. Okay. I said it's worth taking these steps into consideration in order to have a healthier planet. Okay. So, again, this is our paragraph, okay, as you can see. We have different parts. We have the topic sentence, supporting sentences, and the final idea is the concluding sentence, okay? So now the last thing I want to talk about before we finish is this, okay? This is your final product. This is how your paragraph should look like. It's well organized, and I'm going to show you how it is well organized. So now, keep this checklist. Okay, check if. Now, what I meant by a well-organized paragraph is this. You should include all of these, okay? So the first thing you need to check is if the paragraph includes enough information, okay? The second one is if the sentences are clear and short. And what we mean here that do the sentences you used communicate the purpose of your writing? Are they, as I said, are they meaningful? Okay. Number 3 is if the paragraph includes a topic sentence, supporting sentences, and a concluding sentence. Number 4, and remember I showed you that before. I showed you the topic sentence, and in the body you should have the supporting sentences, and finally you should have a concluding sentence. Number 4, we have linking words. You need to make sure that the linking words are used, and in writing, linking words are important, okay? Linking words, as I said before, make your writing beautiful, and they make you move from one idea to the next easily. Number 5, you need to check if the verbs are used in the appropriate tenses, okay? Respect the tenses. 6, you need to make sure if the words are spelled correctly. So spelling, of course, is important. And finally, we have you need to check if there is correct punctuation. Okay, punctuation, use, the correct use of, for example, commas, colon, question marks, etc. So let me go back to our paragraph. Okay, so here, as you can see, we have our topic sentence. This is our supporting sentences, and then we have our concluding sentence. So something else I said you need to pay attention is that make sure that the sentences convey the purpose of your writing. Something else, make sure that the sentences are clear. Okay. I talked about linking words, okay, and I want you to focus on this, like first, also, moreover, okay, finally, for example, etc. Okay, and something else, you need to pay attention to punctuation, as you can see here. Punctuation, like for example here, we have, like whenever you finish a sentence, put a full stop. Okay, you start a sentence, for example, first, comma, also, comma, etc. This is what we mean by punctuation. And as you can see, all of these words are spelled correctly. Okay? Well, that was all for today. Okay? We have finished working on this national exam. So remember that in this national exam, we worked on first, comprehension, language, and writing. So, as I said, that's all for today. See you in another class.